Flag goes up from behind. They're racing from that 1800-meter mark to a pretty level beginning beyond the boundary. Looks to go and tuck in and race from the back end of the field. Montien responded quite well. Fair advantage, the futurist. They're all up there in a handy position. Chavut is also showing a good amount of early pace. It's a battle out in front. They're cutting throats at the moment to try and settle out for their early pace. Further back to Spring High. Then comes Inamorare, who's racing mid-division, about 5 lengths off the early speed. Then we drop back 3 lengths to Night Ruler, who's racing alongside Sudden Song. Further back, another 2 lengths to beyond the boundary, racing with I Want It All. Lion's Head last of all, about 10 lengths separating first to last, as they head into the turn with just under 1,200 meters left to go. Montien's won the battle for the front, has the lead by 1 length. Chavut is in second on the outside of runners, followed by Fair Advantage in third. On the outside, we've got the Futurist, who last time went out to the front, has decided to settle just off the early speed. Further back to Inamorare, who's perfectly poised, about 4 lengths off the early pace. Keeping him company is Spring High on the outside, followed by Night Ruler. Then comes Sudden Son, followed by Beyond the Boundary and the Yellow Salt, racing about 3/4 of the field back. I Want It All, one from last. Lion's Head last of all. It's a nice sprung out field with just over 650 meters left to go. Out in front is Montien, has the call by half a length. Chavut is the first one to strike, goes down the center of the track for a run. The Futurist is hooked out towards the outside with Spring High. Then comes Fair Advantage. Towards the inside, we've got Night Ruler. Inamorare, still hard held, is starting to creep a little bit closer, still has 3 lengths to make up. Into the final 2 furlongs they go. It's Montien who has the call. Night Ruler on the inside, starting to make headway. Then comes Beyond the Boundaries, also starting to creep a little bit closer. Inamorare has to switch out for a run. As they're into the final 150 meters, it's Montien who has the call, but Night Ruler on the inside is starting to fight back with every single stride. Night Ruler now kicks clear, and Night Ruler going to be difficult to catch. Night Ruler is going to win from Montien. Third place could go to Sudden Son, followed by Beyond the Boundary. Then came Lion's Head a long way back. The winner, number 6, Night Ruler. When they made their run for the judge at the top of the straight, it looked like they were going towards the middle of the track, but Night Ruler stuck to his gut, went along the inside rail. A good ride here by Joshua Solomons, and is going to, a well-deserved winner here, and now makes it 3 wins in his career. Fought it out with Montien, but number 6, Night Ruler, in the winner's box for a double on the day for the Justin Snaith team.
The winner of race 5 is number 6, Night Ruler, the son of Kings Barnes. Josh Solomon's first win as a jockey. But before we get there, just to mention that Zane looks after Night Ruler. So well done to him, and thank you to Hollywood Bets, and also to mention Cape Racing. He gets his 1,000 Rand. Josh, well done for the win.
Thank you very much. It's lucky that Mr. Snaith just gave me my first win as a jockey, because I've been riding quite a bit of work there. So it's just...
Regarding this horse, there was a lovely pace. Obviously, a lot of horses that went to the front. So were you happy where you were?
Yes, I was enjoying the pace. It was going lovely, and it just told me to just get it on the fence and coming down the straight, just take it to the inside and ride from there.
And when you hit the front, did your horse just keep rolling?
Yes, he carried on rolling. It didn't stop. So
well done.
Thank you. Just well done to Mr. Snaith, and my sponsor, Chase Liebenberg Photography, has been helping me quite a lot. So thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
There you go. That's Josh Solomon's Justin Snaith next up. Justin, well done.
Great, thank you. Thanks.
As I said in the preview, horses will always prove you wrong as soon as you say something about them. You proved me wrong, but nice sort.
You know, it's funny because his form's good, and I couldn't get a jockey. There wasn't a single... Normally the guys that ride the odd horse for me and have ridden him before, they just weren't available. And eventually Joshua was the only guy that didn't have a ride, to be honest. And he rides a bit of work for us on a Saturday. And, you know, he's a game rider. It's just, I just wish he'd put on 4 kilos. I mean, he's just very, very light. And I think, you know, if he just got those 4 kilos on him, he'd be a top rider. So, you know, well done to him. As I said, he's one of the few jockeys that makes the effort on Saturday to come ride at Futura Park, so thank him for that, and beautifully ridden. He listened exactly to the instructions, to the Stone Bridges, their first runner for us, and very, very happy to have them. They're a very passionate family, and thoroughly enjoy that they could get into a horse here that's racing. So really well done to them, to Etienne, who sadly has injured himself cycling, even going downhill. He's injured himself, so hopefully he mends himself. And to Andrew Brand, it seems to be having a lot of winners where Andrew Brand's not arriving. So it's when I hope he doesn't start thinking. A lot of owners say, my horse only wins when I'm not there. So Andrew, you definitely missed. And to Drakenstein on breeding, lovely horse. And I just want to have a quick mention behind us. Mr. Dreyer was sitting there just now. And I just want to say to Mr. Dreyer, he's retired and very rarely do you get to retire on your own terms, and I think he has, and he will certainly leave a legacy. He's one of those trainers that I certainly was a mentor to me, and I always looked up to. He was a tough guy when he needed to be tough. He was an honorable person. He was all those things that you may need to be in this industry, and I think he can leave it with a high head, and everyone can be proud of what he achieved in this game. So to Mr. Dreyer, you are one of those few men that, you have so much respect for, and I wish you the greatest retirement. I'm sure your missus will be shouting you back onto the track when Jill, when she has enough of you sitting at home, but I'm sure you won't. And on everyone, that from our yard, we just wish you the absolute best.
Well then, Justin, I echo your sentiments. It's not very often a trainer gets to almost choose their retirement. So, yeah, thank you.
He thoroughly deserves it. Thank you.
Thank you to Justin, not only on the comments for Night Ruler, but also wishing Dennis Dry well. Etienne Braun's going to come across and chat to me. I'm not going to ask about your supposed cycle injury, but well done for the win.
Lovely, thank you very much. Yeah. Well bought by Jono at a sale, and well done to the Stonebridges and to Andrew Brand, but he's not here. But that was a really good win, and I think we'll have a lot of fun with him in winter time.
Yeah, it seems that way. Just mentioned that King's Barnes do well in the winter, so we had a little hint of it today.
Jet Dogs, brother. That was really, really a nice ride and a great win, and looking forward to one or two more. Thank you.
Enjoy the celebration.
Thanks very much.
That's Etienne Braun, one of the partners involved in number 6, Night Ruler, son of King's Barnes. Well done to Drakenstein Stud and the balance of the owners. Great win.